Penelope sat across from me in the small cafe on Fifth Street, a petite coffee shop that had the best coffee I had ever tasted. Michael Bublé's voice sang in the background, and the soothing melody immediately reminded me of an elevator or an Olive Garden, since both places always played his tunes. Penelope drank from her coffee and said nothing for several moments as she organized her thoughts. I wasn't sure why she asked me to meet her there, but it seemed important. The dim lighting of the cafe complemented the dark strands of her hair that reached past her shoulder. The color of her locks reminded me of my own, except mine were a slightly lighter shade, and her skin tone was also similar to mine. She was wearing a dress I let her borrow, the one I bought on clearance at the mall, and it fit her just as well as it fit me. She and I were the same size and height, which was convenient when we wanted to borrow clothes from each other. Penelope was a beautiful woman who was also successful and intelligent. Every man's dream, really. I wasn't surprised that Sean was so infatuated with her. How could he not be? If I were a guy, I would want to get with her too, as odd as that sounds. I leaned back in my chair and waited for her to speak. The stilettos I was wearing were making my feet sore, but I ignored the discomfort. I had to wear them all day at work, so I knew I should disregard the pain. We exchanged a few pleasantries about our jobs and our new workout routine at the gym, but nothing of any importance. I could tell how nervous she was by the odd small talk. Normally, she and I were laughing together constantly, making jokes about things only she and I understood. That usual jolly banter was absent that day. Patiently, I waited for her to address the real reason why we were having that meeting, without Sean. "Scarlett, let me start by saying this," she said as she played with the ring on her right finger, a plain band with her initials carved into it. It was the ring Sean gave her months earlier. She fingered it with shaky hands. "Sean is a great guy, one of the best that I know. I care about him very much." I felt my heart race in my chest as I listened to her words. I had given breakup speeches my whole life, death blows to the heart, and I recognized the message immediately. She was dumping Sean. "He and I have just grown apart," she said quietly. "I don't see this going anywhere, and I'm leaving him." I stared at her for a moment. "What do you mean? Sean has already brought you to his family estate in Connecticut. He is completely committed to you in every way. How can you not see it going anywhere?" I tried to hide my anger, but I couldn't help it. This was making no sense whatsoever. "It's difficult to explain. Our relationship—" I held up my hand to her. "There is someone else, isn't there?" She stopped caressing the ring on her hand and met my gaze. I could tell by the shape of her expanded eyes that my assumption was right. She was already with some other guy. "How long?" I asked. She shrugged her shoulders. "A few months, maybe more," she said. I took a deep breath, controlling the anger coursing through my body. I hadn't been in a fistfight since high school, but I definitely wanted to knock her out, right in the middle of the cafe. If she wanted to leave Sean, I couldn't stop her. That was completely her decision, even though it's absolutely idiotic. But to cheat on him and fuck some other guy was unforgivable. "Are you going to tell him?" "I wasn't planning on it," she said simply. "He has the right to know." "It will kill him, Scarlett. I'm already breaking up with him. Is it really necessary to tell him I'm leaving him for another guy?" She tucked a strand of hair behind her ear and revealed the diamond earrings that Sean bought her for Christmas. The sight made me want to punch her again. Sean treated her like a goddess. I don't understand why any woman would leave him. He was one of the most handsome men I had ever seen. He was also intelligent, fit, successful, and came from a wealthy family. Every girl wanted to jump his bones. "Then why did you tell me?" I asked. "What makes you think I won't tell him?" "It doesn't matter if you do," she said. "That's for you to decide."